15. He is in. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Welcome to this week's show. The Nebraska Cornhuskers hosted the Minnesota Golden Gophers, and man, for a half of football, it went pretty darn well. You're up 10-0, but this is a 60-minute game, not a 30-minute game.
Yeah, we talked about it before the game that we had to put 4 quarters together against this team, and like I said, they came out the first half and we played well on in all 3 phases, but then in the second half we didn't play well. We didn't play well in that third quarter like we needed to,
allowing Minnesota to get back into it, and the Gophers get a victory. We've got a lot to get to in the next 30 minutes. When we come back, we'll check out the action from that first half. That's coming up next. Welcome back to the Bank of the West Husker football show. Nebraska hosted Minnesota Military Appreciation Day, one of my favorite games of the year for Husker football. You get the football first to start this game, and man, what a nice drive, Coach.
Yes, sir. I mean, Dubby did a great job of running the ball. Dubby can run at him because they had a 4 down front, but the boys up front really got off the football the first quarter. It's a good bubble throw right here. Trey's got to try. We're going to try to strain a little bit more. Here we go right here, pull, touchdown.
It's 9 plays, 75-yard drive, and you've got a 7-0 lead. And I thought Chubba, at this part of the game, was really decisive. He knew what he wanted to do.
Yes, and I thought Chubba played well the first half.
So defensively, you go a 3 and out right out of the gate. Did a nice job here.
Yes, the defense played lights out. I mean, like, take your hats off to the staff and to the kids. They played hard, and it was a great game plan.
Had a couple of sacks in this game, so you get the football back with good field position because you stop them so deep in their own end after this sack here.
Yeah.
Get the ball around midfield. You love that.
Good job by Caleb right here.
Caleb had a good game. A couple of sacks for 2 in this game. So here's your second drive, and again, Chubba decisive, taking off and running.
Yes, that's what he had to do. He's got to run, get the first, then get down.
Here's Anthony Grant. Boy, he had almost 100 yards at half, Coach.
Exactly. He's going to keep feeding this kid.
The drive stalls, but you get points, which is good. You're up now 2 scores.
2-score game, 10. Timmy came in and knocked the field goal. Defense playing lights out again.
They do move it here into your territory, but they don't get anything out of this drive.
No. Defense, like I said, the defense played well. They run into the football and asked them to get some knockback, and they did.
Good play there. So you get into the second quarter now, and they're not able to drop
right there. And you know what? The kid was on point with most of his throws.
Now you give up a sack here on first down. And you had a bad, tough time all day on first downs.
And we had too many 3 and outs. Too many 3 and outs. You like to see him step up in the pocket here and not just throw the ball away.
This kind of starts the run of 6 straight 3 and outs a game.
And that's what we can't do that. Defense still playing lights out, still playing well right here.
You get 3 sacks on the day. We saw one from Caleb earlier. Here's another one.
Yes. Defensive line played great. Doss had those guys ready to play.
So now, because you sacking deep in their own end, you get really good field position. This may be a possession you wanted to get back. You start to drive at your own 47.
Yes, and this is the drive right here. We wanted to try to establish the run. We couldn't overcome the penalty. The offsides.
So you get the ball back to them, but are able to, and you got a good play coming up here from Buford. All right,
right there.
Yep.
It's a good job with Buford. They had a legal man downfield.
So you knocked the ball away. So Marquise is just growing up, isn't he?
He's getting better every game, every practice. He gets better, and every game he gets better. He's playing with more confidence. It's a good job right here. Gain tackle, proper leading to the ball.
That was a 3rd and 1. Stop him. You get the ball back, but an empty possession.
Exactly, and that's what you can't do. You can't do that in this league. You can't have 3 and outs. You got to sustain drives.
So they get the football back. They're deep in their own end. They don't do much. In fact, you knocked the quarterback out of the game in one of the last plays of the half.
Yes, he did. That was a good
Ty
Robinson. Right here.
Hit him hard.
Yeah.
So you only allowed 9 yards of offense for them in the second quarter. That's unbelievable when you have a 10-0 lead.
Yes. You see, they're playing with it at a high level right now. Playing with a high level. And now we got to be able to adjust and come back out the locker room and be the same team we was the first half.
10-0, score at the half. We're back to check out the action from the second half. That's next. We're back on the Bank of the West Husker football show. So 10-0 Nebraska at the half. You knocked the quarterback out of the game. They got to go with their backup, but he did some nice things in the second.
Well, he's a kid that played the second half for Illinois and played the whole game against Penn State. So he had game reps. So he played with a lot of poise.
So I'm disappointing that they take the opening drive and get points.
Yes. Yeah, right down the middle. There's a real good field goal kicker.
Yeah.
And we thought we had him out of reach, but he did a good job right there.
And your 3 and outs continue, Coach.
Yes. You know, we would like trouble to stay up right there. Stay up there and get the first down, get more.
Incomplete.
Yep. And they gave us some cover too, and so on our squeeze sets, and we had to, like I said, we had to get better.
You got to pass here.
Yeah. See, and that's the Nebraska win. The kid, he's thinking it's going to be overthrown, and the ball gets held up. The kid goes get it.
But you're able to hold them. They get the ball in your territory, but they don't get any points on this drive.
No. We backed up again. Now we're trying to establish the run right here. This is 3 or 4 yard gain.
Here's Logan. First time you see Logan in the game.
Mm-hmm. Look, drop. A good play by Logan. Ali's got to make that catch.
So now they put a heck of a drive.
Yeah, we fell out. We fell out right here, and and just slipped. We knew it was coming though. We knew the double move was coming.
And their back here's another scramble of the quarterback. Their back, Ibrahim, gets going now.
Yeah, he gets going. He starts heating up, and we, like I said, we had to do what? We had to stop him from getting started.
He ended up with over 125 yards in the game, a touchdown here. Now you're 10-all.
Now you're 10-all.
You had the ball back, but nothing again, Coach.
No. We got to be happy with sometimes with 3 or 4 yards on the play. Right here, just started the ball hung a little bit in the air, and he laid out for it, but it was incomplete.
And then pressure, scrambling.
Yep.
Chuba throws it out of bounds. So they get the football.
Go right
back.
here, and now he gets started.
Different guy in the first half, second half was Ibrahim.
Well, we populated to the football the first half, and then, they hit a glance right here.
Defense stiffens. You hold them to a field goal, but they have the lead, and they're probably really feeling good.
Feeling good because they got the momentum right now. Momentum can be very dangerous when you don't have it going.
So here, early fourth quarter, you want to answer.
Yeah.
Thought maybe that might be a targeting call.
But no, they would say it was shoulder.
And then a costly mistake, the turnover here.
Yeah. He thought he had Trey. But like I say, you got to be sure before you let the ball go. You got to be sure.
So they have the shortened field. Ibrahim, big on this drive. In fact, all 7 plays were him.
Yes, and it was going to feed him. As long as it's a two-score game, they was going to stick to what they do and run the football. You got to give PJ and his staff credit because they didn't panic. It's a mature football.
So this puts them up 20-10. You do go back to Logan Smothers here at this point in the game.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And you get a big reversal on a play to Marcus Washington, who made a heck of a catch.
Great play. Great play with Marcus. Challenge one-on-one. Good job high pointing it and getting his foot down. They thought he was out, but upstairs they did a good job telling me, they said, Mick, his foot got down. Yep. He's down.
So huge play. You need 2 scores, so the drive stalls, but you get the field goal to get you a chance.
Yes.
So 20-13 here. You do get a stop. They move a little bit of clock, but you do finally get the ball back.
Get the ball back. We had to be careful with our timeouts. We get the ball back. We got a chance to go and tie it up.
And you do move the ball from the 25 out near midfield, kind of giving yourself a chance.
Exactly. He missed it on the press route. He missed the throw. But you think he comes back, right here. Now he's just got to squeeze it. It's going to be bang, bang across the middle. It's bang, bang. We talk about that all the time, that soon you catch it, it's going to be a hit.
Yeah.
And so you got to catch it and you got to squeeze. You got to get it into your body right away.
2013, that's the final. We've got more of the Bank of the West Husker football show coming up next. Welcome back to the Bank of the West Husker football show. Saturday was Military Appreciation Day at Memorial Stadium. Husker offensive lineman Hunter Anthony has quite a tie to the military. Jessica Cootie tells us more.
Boys, how you doing today? Y'all get me pumped up, man.
Friday, October 28th, following the Huskers practice, Marine Corps veteran Alex Bratt addressed the team.
You have brothers in one another just like we did as veterans.
And upon hearing his story, Hunter Anthony was overcome with emotion.
It just touched me, and me being a tough guy, after practice, I was crying like a little girl, And it just touched me because, A lot of those things I went through with my dad, like he had issues. And for me, like for a long time, I was, mad at him until I figured out like, hey, like he's dealing with these things, that are huge deals, that I don't know really what's going on, but all I can do is be there and support him, And so that kind of touched my heart.
Mark Anthony served the U.S. Army as a Ranger in the 101st Airborne Division, serving in Desert Storm, Panama, and Kuwait, earning the Combat Infantryman Badge, a decoration given to infantry and special forces soldiers who fought in active ground combat.
He doesn't like to talk about it a lot, but I actually kind of went through his things. So he had like a box of some of the stuff from when he was in the military. He was very good at what he did, and it made me proud, because for a long time it was like, yeah, he was in the military, and he said the little things he said wasn't much, but when I went through his stuff, and one of the first ones was like his infantryman badge, so he's had 300 hours of active combat, which is a crazy number. Now, they say if you get over 100, there's like a 99% chance of PTSD, and so he's fully medically and physically disabled from it, and that's one big thing is like a lot of the issues, because when he got out, there wasn't a lot of support.
Because of the PTSD he suffers, Mark has been unable to attend any of Hunter's games during his college career. Even still, his dad never misses a game. Proud of all of the accomplishments of his son, and now playing for the team Mark just so happened to be a fan of.
My dad and a couple of his friends were huge fans, and he had a couple of the old championship sweaters and stuff. And I actually was like, whenever I was sure about coming here, I texted him, I said, what do you think about being a Husker, He gave me some like dad response of like, oh, like if that's what you want to do, like, and then later after I committed and stuff, he talked to me about it. It was like, yeah, he was freaking out and stuff. So yeah, it was huge for him. And I think he'd be proud of me if I was playing, anywhere in the country, but yeah, it was really special for him. I know he'd be at every game if he could, but he just like with the crowd situation, it kind of freaks him out. Loud noises, like a lot of things that affect veterans that people don't even think about. They just can't with their brain or how what they've been through. Like they can't do that. So he hasn't been to any games, which kind of sucks. But I know like he would if he could could. So that's another big thing is just the things that I feel like people take for granted like is an issue for other people.
Saturday, November 5th. The annual Military Appreciation Game inside Memorial Stadium. It's not just on this day, but every game day as Hunter Anthony takes a football field. He's appreciative and grateful for those servicemen and women, like his father, that make it possible for him to play the game he loves.
I think it's a huge deal, all these people who serve and do things for our country, and just saying thank you is like the least we can do, I guess, Just for my dad, like I love you and I appreciate you. And then all veterans, like we know you've been through things. We just want to say we love you, we appreciate you, we support you, and then thank you. Just thank you for all your sacrifices, and we know you've been through a lot, and we love you, and we wouldn't be in this country, or I wouldn't be able to play football without it, so just thank you.
We are back on the Husker Football Show. Time for us to look back at Saturday's game. These are our Hy-Vee sounds of the game.
Get headed for an 11:01 kick today. Huskers and the Golden Gophers. Beautiful day, bright sunshine out there. Not much wind. Kickers like that. They give it off to Grant, up the middle, to the 30, to the 35, cuts to the outside, 40, he's to midfield, he's to the 40, angled out of bounds at the 39-yard line of Minnesota. Big blast off the left side for Anthony Grant. They fake the handoff, Trevor keeps it himself, touchdown, Nebraska. What a drive for the Huskers. They take a 6-0 lead. Backs up, back to throw is Morgan. Backpedaling, rolling to the right, stepping up, gets hit, brought down, it's a sack. Sack by Caleb Tanner. There's your Big Mac sack. Morgan gets the shotgun snap. Being flushed, gets hit, goes down, another sack. Back at the 8-yard line, Mathis and Tanner will both get a half sack. It's another 3 and out for the Husker defense. That's the backfield from the Gopher 45. Here's the snap back to Logan. Blitz, it's picked up. He shoots a ball deep downfield. The pass is caught. Was it inbounds? They're looking it over, and it's going to be a Husker catch.
We're back in the Bank of the West Husker Football Show next week. A trip to Ann Arbor to play a really good football team.
Oh yeah, they're playing at a high level right now. So we got to get this one behind us and then move on to them and give them our 100% our focus, because it's, like I said, it's a really good football team. Jim Harbaugh, he does a really good job with that team, and they're playing at a high level right now.
Good luck. Have a good week.
Thank you.
All right, next week we're back to review that Michigan game. My thanks to the entire Husker Vision crew and to you for watching. We invite you to join us again here next week.